everybody, welcome to Community Corner. I'm Amy Caldwell with Palmer House Properties. I'm here with Tammy McCall Browning and Annette Lewis, who goes by Miss Annette as in her dance.
People have always said it. I didn't claim it.
Annette is a dancer. She's performed nationally and internationally. She was sought after as a dance teacher and choreographer using the Mae O'Donnell dance technique. And Tammy McCall Browning is a contemporary ballerina, clothing designer, festival curator, mental illness advocator, and you also may recognize her from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And both of these women are passionate philanthropists. I'm so excited to meet you both and to hear more about your story. So thank you so much for joining me. Now, you two go back a long way, I think, through the dance community, right? How did you meet?
Well, I was 4, and I was quite a handful, and I think it was actually early. You weren't supposed to be able to start until you were 5.
Yeah.
But my parents just needed to figure out something to do with me. So they took me to Miss Windorf's School of Ballet, and Miss Annette was my very first teacher. She was so mean, so mean. But I thought she was just the most fabulous thing on the planet. So, I wanted to be her when I grew up, but I was still going home at night crying. I hate her. She's so mean. But yeah, I was 4 years old, so now 45 years later, we are back together as co-designers.
How did y'all decide to do that? How did you hook back up again?
Just accident. I was
Well,
I was
really
teaching
accident.
a class and she came down. She looked me up.
So it was an accident.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped dancing for 20 years to raise my son. His name was Freedom. That's a whole nother story. But I guess about 6 years ago, I decided I'm gonna go back to dance. So I literally had to spend days tracking her down. So I tracked her down and I found her at Good Moves. It's over in Emmett Park. And I walked down the stairs into the studio and I said, I'm back.
And I had you leaping across the floor. I was teaching a class and I said, okay, Tammy, come leap across the floor or whatever. It was just fun.
You must have been so excited to see an old
yeah.
student come in. Yeah.
Yeah, well, originally, because I only had her for a very short period of time, and then they moved. But I always, this was
came back for a
people
while.
the kids would go places, and her mother, who's gorgeous and she looks just like her, they'd say, "Oh, is this your child or your little sister?" Because at the time I was much younger. I said, "Is this your child or your little sister?" I said, "Neither. She's a student." and that happened to me a couple of times when we were out places. And
that Indian in you.
and then I was at Spelman working with what was his name? Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Yeah, one of the new choreographers there, and doing some stuff. And there was Tammy at Spelman. I said, "Ah!" and then we kind of went our way again, and then she appeared at the church. So yeah, we think we share a brain.
Yeah, a creative brain.
Yeah, because we have kind of the same thing going on.
Well, tell me a little bit about the clothing in your store. I love it. It's just such a beautiful, creative space.
Well, most of the stuff in the store, Tammy's responsible for. It's vintage. We have had some of our original things too, which are the things I work on, but we find that those are easier to sell in the boutiques, and eventually we'd like to sell more of them here. But the ones we've sold. So
And also we have resurrected pieces.
Our big thing is with the resurrected, because this one can walk in any Goodwill, any thrift shop, and just go straight to the best item. It's like a sixth sense.
It jumps at us.
And she'll see it, and look, we can do this, we can do that, and so that's why we've been now working on training young people. Or not all of them are young. One of the ladies in my class is as old as I am. We're the same age, but we're with new people to so that we can get more of our joint. Because that's what's the most fun is doing things together.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to do anything when I'm sewing all the time and making all of that. So that's what we're doing right